So I'm not sure I know what race it is, but it's another in the Medway Cruising Club Burton Cup Series. I think it's 4, because I didn't do the first one, did the second one. Last weekend it was miserable, so, and I assume they raced, but I didn't. So I think this is 4. No idea where we're going yet, but there's a few of us out, and it's a lovely day. The car temperature gauge said it was 6 degrees when I came in, so it's definitely autumn, but the sun's out and I'm getting hot now. Even though the boat's still wet and I've got to keep my Salopets on really. But, I'm on my own again. Adam's working, Daryl's still busy, Hannah's got hockey with Izzy, Tony was around and was keen to do it, but I wasn't because I hadn't scrubbed off in ages and couldn't be bothered, and then as it happens I got scrubbed off last night, so we contacted Tony, but he's now made other arrangements. So I'm on my own again. But anyway, let's see how we get on. So the forecast for today was for 6 to 10 knots of westerly wind, and the Medway Cruising Club set a great course all the way down to the mouth of the river and back, and it would suit this perfectly. And when you combine this with an easy tide and a bit of sunshine, it would turn out to be a really nice day on the water. But we are getting a bit ahead of ourselves. To start with, we have the start, and it was a bit tricky today. It was downwind and down tide. We had the last of the outgoing tide just to complicate things. So, as it happens, I made a good start. Suli's made the best, but hasn't got a spinnaker up, so it's suffering a bit now. Zephyros pushed me up a little bit, but not unkindly. Just making sure they got the bit of water they wanted. Reefer was a little bit slow getting its spinnaker up, but now it is up. It's starting to pull away a little bit, but not much. I'm still right with them. Actually got my time on distance right this time. If I'm being overly picky, I might have been 5 seconds late, but you know, downwind start with the tide, getting the spinnaker up, I'm happy with that. Push up. See, this is why Zephyros pushed me up and went over the top, and why I'm suffering now, because this is what happened last race. Sulis aren't doing anything wrong, they're just sailing their own race, but they're a bigger boat than me, and I keep getting a puff and accelerating and can't get underneath them. So the bigger boats are stretching away. They should be, so I'm not that fussed, but you know, a bit frustrating, but there you go. It's the price you pay being on your own. The other problem being on your own is that, as is the way trying to film and sail on your own, you don't get to see all the exciting bits because I'm too busy sailing the boat. Hopefully the camera at the back picked it up a bit, but we had a nice tight reach, wind properly forward of the beam, about 10 knots, which with this spinnaker up is about as much as I can handle on this boat, without it becoming a real struggle. So it was good, it was creaming along, and proper, you know, very tight reach with the kite up. But apart from the camera on the back, I doubt you saw much of it. But there you go. The front 4 of us have stretched away from the next 3, which are both all having their own nice little race. So the wind has gone a little bit more aft, which has allowed me to get a little bit of separation on Sulis, and I'm kind of in front of them now. I mean, not enough that's going to make a difference. As soon as I get to 15, I expect we'll all be out together again, but it's not bad. The tide is just about turned now, though. It's going to start coming in, so the rest of this race is all going to be about managing tide, stroke, trying to keep the spinnaker flying as long as I can keep the spinnaker flying. That was tight getting down to down through the faults, so it's going to be equally as tight, I suspect, trying to get up to 13. And I could really do with holding it there, because once we get around 13, it's a long spinnaker run down round Blackstakes off to North Kent. We're going right down the river again like we did the other time. And I don't really want to drop it on the reach. We've had this conversation. It's hard work when you're on the reach. But equally, I'm not going to drop it unless I have to. So if it has to be on the reach, it has to be on the reach. Lovely day again though. It's proper autumn. Sun's out, you get hot. As soon as the sun goes in, it feels like the temperature it really is, and it's cold. Not complaining though. I think the jib on Sulis can't decide whether it wants to goose wing or not. I've got the pole out. I get a bang every now and again as it flicks around. Fortunately, I'll zoom out of it, they're there now, so I have got a bit of clear air. I still get the odd flutter on the sails from them, but basically at least I can sail my race now. I don't know if you can see them through the rigging there, but the Zephyros and White Reef are not that far ahead. I do feel as if I've come into them a little bit. Might be wishful thinking on my part, but there is still a tiny bit of tide going out. So me being out here, trying to keep clear off Sulis, has actually paid off a bit. It's a good puff now. 10.9 true, about 6 knots. Okay, and White Reefer has rounded up and is reaching up to 13, so they think they can do it. Oh. They think they can do it. I've got to have a go, haven't I? Do you remember what I was just saying about you not getting to see the exciting bits? It's at this point that the cameras on the back and front of the boat went flat, and I had my hands full with a tight spinnaker reach up to 13, so I wasn't using the other one. So you missed all the good fun. But anyway, we'll pick this up just after I've gone round 13, back onto a run. So again, exciting bit, and I didn't film it. There's, is it Polywaffle? I'm not quite sure. Having the same fun I've just had. We've come from down at the end of that jetty up to and around buoy 13, the green one there, which again has been a tight reach forward of the beam. Been good fun. And I've kept in front of Sulis because that leg didn't hurt Sulis. I managed to hang on to it because it's not especially clever, because so did they as well, so it was easily doable. It was actually just nice. It was as tight as you wanted to go and no tighter. So and we only had, you know, single figure winds up to maybe 10 knots, so it wasn't that much of a struggle, but the boat was pretty well hard pressed. Anyway, Blackstake's next, then North Kent, South Kent, and then we work our way back following all the dots. It's all very pleasant sailing down here towards Blackstakes. Sun's out, 10 knots of wind behind me, so the apparent's not much. Just enough angle on the spinnaker that it's drawing nicely. Boat's just going great. Except at Blackstakes I have to turn left about 30 degrees, maybe more. So I will come into North Kent on a reach. So I'm thinking I might drop the spinnaker at Blackstakes, and that angle should be a 2-sail reach and it'll be okay. Except the tide's coming in and we are sailing into the mouth of the river where it really rushes in. So what's less painful? A slow sail up there in 2 sails under control, or go up there with a spinnaker and then have a really messy drop that's hard work and frantic? Don't know. In 10 knots of wind, the apparent is, well, it's going to be probably a beam reach, so the apparent will be about 10 knots. And at 10 knots, I've only got the number 3 jib on. I left the number 1 at home because, to be frank, I couldn't be asked. The boat was all sorted out for cruising, which we do during the summer, of course. When I took the cruiser sails off, I just put the number 3 on because that's just easy to use. It's my kind of general sail, and as long as the wind's in double figures, it generally works okay. Of course, we are only just in double figures, so it's a bit marginal. All makes it more complicated. I think what I'm going to do is White Reefer. It's going to be first round. If they're hard pressed going up to Blackstakes, I'm dropping. If they don't look like they're struggling, maybe I'll give it a go. What do you reckon? Am I going to hit him or not? I think he's getting across in front, isn't he? That's handy then. So I decided to drop it. I think it's the right thing to do. Don't think I would have gained anything on this, but I have now got Sulis and Roger right behind me again, just to make this mark a little bit more interesting.
That's good there, pull over. Copy that, Mark. Check one out.
Couldn't hold them off any longer. Can't beat size in sailing, can you, sometimes? It's a big powerful boat. But once we get on the wind, then Seahorse's goes well to windward. I might be able to hang on to them, hopefully. I didn't do very well last time, but that was me, not the boat. We'll see today. As long as this wind holds up to keep this number 3 working, I've got a chance. Zephyros has just gone round Black Stakes down there. Yeah, you see it just about. And White Reefer is up by the barges up there, so still in the race. Can't imagine this course has suited that big asymmetric. And then, I know that boat, I can't remember its name now. Anyway, apologies to the owners. Just in front. Okay, so the fleet seems to be a bit undecided as to how to play this beat. Sulis has kind of taken the middle ground, come out into the middle of the river and tacked off. I went even further out and tacked off, trying to do it in one. And both, as far as I can tell anyway, Zephyros and Reefer are kind of playing the shifts. I'm banking on the fact that I lose more time tacking, and the fact the tide is compensating for the shifts, so we'll see. I feel like I'm doing all right at the moment though. The other problem with the beat is I don't get to film that much because we generally spread out and I can't see people so much. The first half of the race has obviously got boats around, it's a bit more interesting. The second half is a bit harder. That and the fact, of course, that I can trust the all downwind as long as it's not too strong. Whereas upwind, you just can't beat sailing it yourself. It does a brilliant job, this ought to help, but you know, it doesn't get the last few degrees or play the puffs just as you would, so I ought to sail. Part of the river again. Not sure I gained or lost in any of this deciding what to do, but I'm doing all right, and we're both catching up on Zephyros. So we've just gone around the West Bullock Mark. Zephyros and Reefer, I think, flew their spinnakers down here, but it'd be tight, and I'm not rigged anymore because I unrigged it, and I don't want to do it. But it's a good 2-sail leg. I'm not going to lose much at all from not flying it. So yeah, I'm still hanging on to Sirius. Zephyros, yeah, I don't know, we've all just spread out. Who knows how we're doing? It's a nice sail though. It's definitely a kind of split in the fleet. The 4 of us that got away at the front have torn away, and the others are all a long way back. I suspect it's just one of those days where, you know, if you can get in that puff of wind, you're off. Not complaining though, seeing as I'm one of the ones in the front. So we've got around 16. Got to do 19 and 27 on the way back now, which is kind of standard river racing marks. Soonest is holding a higher lane than me for some reason. I can normally match them or even sail higher, so not sure what's going on there, but I do know that. Maybe it was me, because Seahorse is steering now and she's picked up a bit. So Zephyros is over there. Is it coming out? Hanging on to them. They're probably still beating me on handicap, but just kind of in the race. White Reefer is way gone. So can't see any of the boats behind now, or rather, still can't see any of the boats behind. Been a nice enough sail. 10 knots is kind of a peachy wind, isn't it? So if you watched last week's film, I'm sure you will have noticed I put some music on it this time. Partly because I forgot the dead cat for the microphone and there was an awful lot of wind noise, even more than normal, so listening to some of this without music would just sound like a lot of white noise. But also because last week's didn't have any music, so let me know in the comments, how did it work out? Did you prefer last week's, or was it not so bad with some music? So it's back to just 6 knots now. I was just picking up again. It's been a bit up and down. It's a bit like last time really. It's been a great sail, but not much of a race to be frank, because just the nature of racing handicap boats and the course and the conditions and everything, we all just kind of split up. Got to watch this actually, it's getting a bit shallow here. Got a good lift, which I wasn't expecting, but I thought I'd do this film, and now I'm skirting the edge of the mud. Anyway, yeah, it's been a good sail. Lovely weather, nice breeze, you know, what more could you ask for? No idea I did in the race. In fact, I've no idea I did in the last race either. I don't know whether they published the results or not, but to be frank, I don't really know. It doesn't really matter. I've sailed it as well as I can sail it, and it'll end up being whatever it'll end up being. So it's good. And before I go, can I just say thank you to those people that have contributed to the cost of making these films on PayPal. We've never made a big deal out of it. We feel almost awkward when people are giving us money because we do this for ourselves, to be honest. If the rest of you enjoy it, then that's a bonus. But anyway, I can't remember all your names, but thank you very much. I don't always reply on the emails or whatever because I'm not sure I can always get the email address off of PayPal. I'm not used to this sort of thing. But anyway, thank you very much. It is very much appreciated, but not expected. Anyway, see you all next week, folks. Not really sure what next week's will be. We'll see. It'll be on the water somewhere though.